Thank you, Ryan. I love to travel, but I am really nosy, so I have to read all the billboards. But those electronic ones that have more than one ad, I mean, why? You know, I'm driving my allotted 78 miles an hour, dodging all the dyslexic people going 87. None of us have time to read more than one ad on the same board. I mean, I try. I looked up and I saw, this Easter, see the Reformed Presbyterian Bell Choir in spring-themed teddies from Nikki's Lingerie. Wonder what that group was like before they were reformed. Then I saw one that said, don't put mom or dad in a nursing home. Our agency can help. Call Pete's Pest Control for safe and immediate removal. Good Lord, I hope my kids never see that one. There was even one that said, finest shrimp and grits in the South, guaranteed to help you with erectile dysfunction. But then I saw one that went from advertising CarMax to telling you who to call if you get carjacked. Figured I might have made a wrong turn. But I wish my husband would pay more attention to that stuff, because we stopped for the night, and his only requirement for a motel is free breakfast. Walked in, the clerk looked at my little poodle, and he says, nice animal you got there. So I thought, okay, he's friendly. Then he says, my boy loves dogs. So he's a family man, tuned into his kids. I'm feeling a little better. Then he adds, my little one though, she's partial to cats, but my wife won't eat meat at all. I ain't touching that free breakfast. And I told my husband, I can't believe you rented a room with no TV. He said, well, you like game shows, why are you complaining? We got Family Feud going on right next door. Let's make a deal is happening in the parking lot. And the gal in the lobby told me she'd do anything if the price is right. He's right, I like game shows. That remark sure put his butt in jeopardy. I do pick on my husband a lot, but I have to say, he comes by his craziness honestly. I mean, if I had met his family first, we still would have gotten married. We just probably would have moved far away. There's his Aunt Ruth. That woman has hated me from the word go. And she won't admit that her eyesight is failing. Went over there the other day, she opened the door and she said, why, honey, they say when you're content, you really pack on the pounds. It warms my heart to see how happy you must be. Here, let me hang up your fuzzy sweater. She's right, I was happy to tell her, I'm over here, Aunt Ruth, that's your nephew you're talking to. And take poor little Hershey down off that hook, you're gonna strangle the poor dog. And then there's Uncle Todd. Now he's a sweetheart, but he's getting a little fuzzy. Went away for the weekend, asked if he minded watering my plants and tying out the dog. When I got back, sure enough, he had watered the dog and tied out the neighbor's kid. We had a little explaining to do. And then there's his Uncle Rick. He loves to go back around bragging about how he rocks his dad bod. Now, I'm just going to say it. There is no such thing as a dad bod. Not one of you guys has had your belly stretched so big, you look like you swallowed the Thanksgiving turkey and the oven you cooked it in. And then when you thought it wouldn't get any bigger, out pops your belly button like a butterball timer. You have never been attacked by heartburn, hormones, and hemorrhoids all at the same time, and then been left with stretch marks so deep your Tweety tattoo has prison stripes. No, you got that body sitting on the couch watching sports, drinking too much beer. You can't blame it on the kids. Call it what you want. Your dad bod's just a bad bod. You can, however, blame all your gray hair on the kids. Have any of you been through that rite of passage known as meeting your kids' dates? My youngest, he brought home this girl he'd met on Plenty of Fish. He said, "Oh, Mom, she's amazing. She can organize, she can cook, she can clean. She organized a crime spree, cooked meth, and cleaned out his bank account." He just looked at me and said, "Ain't she beautiful?" I mean, it's your classic D&D nerd meets pole dancer, so what are you gonna do? And my daughter decided she wanted to date on the wild side. Her little idiot gets caught in a high-speed police chase. In a roundabout. He calls her up and he says, "They're gaining on me. Every time I look out, there's another one. Must be 50 of them." There were 3. One on a bicycle. They were just making bets on which lap he would run out of gas. But my oldest, now he brought home this precious little darling who informed me it's only polite to keep things on hand off of your guests that are low calorie, no calorie, fat free, gluten free, no PBA, no GMO. I quit listening and handed her a bottle of water. And then she tells me, "You really need to be doing more for your son so he can focus on his studies." Yeah, I'd like to get rid of what's distracting him from his studies. And then my daughter walks through the house with a peanut butter sandwich, and this little girl is livid. I mean, I think she's gonna pop a vein. She says, "What? You don't keep a nut-free home?" So I called her an Uber and said, "Now I do." I mean, there's only so much you can take. But I mean, I don't want to put down young people. They're great. I spent a day with my favorite niece. We went shopping, and we get to her store, and she very sweetly says to me, "Aunt Jan, you're a little bigger than I am. You might take a size 3. And then she hands me the tiniest little pair of leggings. And you know how you always joke and you say, "What leg am I going to put those on?" I know what leg, the one belonging to my chihuahua at home. So I went over and shopped in the plus size 3s. And I would like to know, who is the marketing genius who came up with a lady size ox? Lady says, "Oh no, ma'am. That's a 0X. That's smaller than a 1X. All I know is it says ox right here on my tag. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Say, "This one's a little bit snug. Would you have one in a moose?" So I left there with the only thing that would fit me, a very stylish pair of sunglasses. And then my niece, she says, "Aunt Jan, I love you so much. I really want us to get matching tattoos." I mean, the only good reason for needles to be going in and out of my body that many times is that they're sucking fat out. So I panicked. I said, "Well, let's go have a drink first." Because I know no reputable tattoo artist is going to ink you when you're drunk. I now know, after 4 drinks, you don't care if he's reputable. Or a tattoo artist. So she gets this tiny little flower, 3 petals with a J-A-N, and I have to get a whole dang bouquet for my niece Genevieve. Good thing I have size ox thighs. But when we left there, we saw a sign that said craft fair at the local nursing home. So when I walked in, a lady ran up to me and she said, "Honey, you might want to get back to your room. They're getting ready to serve dinner." Yeah, I was outraged. And then I thought, Wait a minute. Total rest and relaxation for 24 hours with nothing to do but eat and watch TV? 3-4 days from now, I am going to give them a piece of my mind. Thank you guys so much.